We left everything behind. Hell, getting here was just the beginning. You said it would be tough to start over, but I didn't listen. You said more would follow. I thought they'd leave us alone. I was wrong. But there's no turning back. This is our land. This is our land. And I will fight for it.
Hello everyone, how's it going? Cyberfury here, bringing you guys some Call of Duty Ghosts gameplay. Now, despite what the gameplay might suggest, or what the title suggests, I'm not here to talk about Call of Duty, Infinity Ward, Activision, or any of that. In fact, I'm here to talk about their direct competitors, EA, and more specifically, I'm kind of worried about Titanfall. Let's just take a moment and think of EA's past game launches, dating back from Medal of Honor. So there was Medal of Honor Warfighter, which was less than great. It wasn't a super big game and ended up with Danger Close inevitably being shut down and distributed to being DICE LA, making the next Battlefront game. Don't know how that's gonna be. There was SimCity, which everyone knows how that turned out. It was far from spectacular. There was connectivity issues, DRM, and everything under the sun to make a PC gamer absolutely rage. And then their more recent one was Battlefield 4, which at launch was shaky, it was laggy, disconnects everywhere, and the game didn't really run that well. And even today, it is still unresolved fully, because if you look on, like their Facebook page or anything, that, like the top comment every time is fix the lag, fix the net coding, fix all this stuff. It hasn't been fixed yet. They really needed more time, and they weren't even allowed to have that. But putting all those problems aside, to be honest, I'm actually very excited for Titanfall. I think it can be a really great game, but there are a couple of key points that have me a little nervous, starting off with the 6-player matches with bots running around. Now, I don't know how I feel about that, because 6-player matches, that seems a little empty. That's like that's a Call of Duty numbers right there, player match. But with bots running around as well, like, couldn't you allot the same amount of space that you have on the map with bots for other players? Because I feel like it would be great if they had kind of like a training mode to try out, the Titans and get used to the game and all that. But when you have 6 players and the rest are bots, which can allot to, 20 people per team on the map, it would be so much better with just actual players playing. But then again, it could also be strategic for when people try to call in their Titans, so that they don't have too many Titans on one side versus another. I don't know how it's going to be balanced, but 6 players kind of make me a little nervous. The next one's going to be maps. Now, specifically on map design, and whether it's going to be even on both sides of the map, kind of how they're going to allot that out, and as well as the sizing of the maps, because with 6 players, you can make the maps way too big. You can make the gameplay slow and kind of uninteresting, or you can make the gameplay too small. You can make the maps way too small, which would not be great because of the fact that, spawns would be broken and stuff like that. Like, just look at some of Black Ops 2 and even some Call of Duty Ghosts, especially on Strike Zone, with that map, because it's way too small for the player base, and it's way too small for proper spawns. So they're going to really have to be careful on map size here, especially with the Titans. If you make them too small, then the Titan could walk 2 steps and end up in the enemy spawn, and I'm not too sure how I'm going to feel about that. Sticking with the actual gameplay concepts here, the Titans themselves. Now, we have seen some gameplay, some alpha footage about that, but nobody really knows what the final product is going to be. There is possibly going to be a public beta, which I'm really hoping there is, because I'm really curious to see how they actually balance the Titans out. Are they going to be too strong? Are they going to be too fast, too slow? There's going to be different classes that we've heard of, but how are each class going to complement or balance each other out? Like, how are they going to be able to confront each other in a way? So the Titans are a really important concept for me, because if you have a map that's too small, then obviously the Titan's going to be in your spawn, and if the Titan's really powerful, they're going to be hard to kill, which can lead to a lot of spawn trapping, which can really lead to a lot of frustration throughout the community. So to see how that goes, it's going to be really interesting. Now, stepping away from that and more onto the performance aspects of it, I'm kind of worried, because this is going to be a console port for PC as well as the Xbox 360 and Xbox One. They're going to kind of prioritize console gamers, so it's going to run like a console game, but hopefully with this next gen, it's going to feel like a PC game, even though it's a console game. You know, when Splinter Cell Blacklist came out, you know, it ran like a console game. You know, it just felt wrong. Like, after you've played PC games for a while, and then you play like a console port, you can definitely tell. And I don't want to sound like too much of a PC elitist here, but I'm still a little bit worried with that. Also with the frame rate and optimization issues. You know, Battlefield 4 had those issues. It didn't run properly. It didn't run. That's the problem. It didn't run properly, and it felt really slow and sluggish. So I'm kind of worried about that. Now, server issues. Same thing with Battlefield 4. The lag and the disconnecting. You know, EA better step up their servers if they want to have a very successful game here, because it's not going to bode well if they have Battlefield kind of Battlefield styled servers here. Just more of a little couple key notes here. Is it going to be a complete game at launch, or is it going to be a complete game with DLC, kind of like Battlefield? You know, DLC up everywhere, throw in your face. You know, microtransactions. Are they going to do a Call of Duty route with this? Who knows? I really hope they don't. But as long as it doesn't affect the gameplay, I guess I'm kind of fine with it. And are they going to rush the dev team? This is going to be the biggest point for me. Will EA allow Respawn to deliver the product they want to? DICE wasn't allowed to have more time. They wanted 6 months and they were denied. Will Respawn be denied as well because they are a new company? And are they going to be able to deliver the product 100% as planned? Only time will tell this. I'm curiously waiting and anticipating this launch, but only time will tell. The launch date is March 11th, 2013, and I will see you guys on the battlefield later.